I'm here on the east coast of Anglesey on the beautiful Menai Strait to do a test that I've been wanting to do for ages actually, and it's between our two most popular 6 horsepower outboards, that being the Parsun 6 4-stroke and the Tohatsu 6 4-stroke. They are both very well priced outboards. The Tohatsu at the time of talking is around 1,200 quid and the Parsun 6 is about 1,000 quid. So there's 20% difference between the price, but is there much difference between the performance? That's what we're here to find out. So a few stats first of all. Parsun's coming in at 26 kilos, Tohatsu 26.5, so almost identical in weight. They are both a single cylinder, push rod operated 4-stroke with a cam on the crank of each engine. They've got forward, neutral, reverse gears. They've got automatic reverse lockdown. They have integral fuel tank and an external fuel tank fitting. The external tank is an option. So without further ado, we're going to get into each engine and we'll just see the subtle nuances between the two, see how they perform, how they feel, how they start, and to keep things equal and fair, we're going to use the same fuel tank. We're even going to use the same propeller on each motor because they've got the same reduction ratio of gears. So I'm going to be using 7-inch pitch prop, and I think that will be just perfect to push me along in this Sea-Pro 2.7 metre air deck. This is one of our boats. They are, in my opinion, the best on the market. I'll talk to you a little bit about the boat, but it's mainly about the engines today. So I think what we'll do is we'll get this one taken off. We'll go with the Parsun first, and I'll put the chest cam on so you can see everything what I'm doing. All right. Okay, so start procedure on the Parsun 6 couldn't be simpler. First of all, you want your kill cord connected. That's the right place to have it, here or here, around a part of your body, not around a piece of clothing, even if it looks safe. So connect your kill cord. From cold, you will pull the choke out. If you are running on the integral tank, you will also push the prime bulb a number of times. But we're not going to do that because the engine is warm. We're just going to give it a bit of throttle. And away we go. An outboard engine should start first pull from warm all the time. If it's not doing, then your engineer isn't doing the right job. Yeah, that wasn't clever. I've got caught in the bladder rack. Let's row out a bit. This Sea-Pro rows so well because of the deep keel. It rows like an absolute dream. Really, really predictable. Yeah, there's the bladder rack. Let's get rid of that. That's not going to help our cause at all. That was a bit rookie of me actually. Okay, so let's tilt it down, all the way down, and start again. Bit of throttle, pull it over a little bit. And away we go. Give it a few seconds for the tick over to just calm down before you put it into gear. Here we go. going to check whole shot speed now. Let's see how quick we can get onto the plane. Back the opposite direction. Spotted a bit of litter, let's have that. Nice. Okay, we're going to have a go with the tohatsu now. We'll prime it up. In neutral. We've got the fuel setting set to external tank. We've got the kill cord on. So the parsun started second pull. Will the tohatsu start first? Let's see. Nope. Second pull. The tohatsu's got the gear shift on the front mounted gear shift, which is pretty cool. Just that little bit easier to get to. Tick over seems nice and reliable. We've got a steady stream of water from the telltale. Let's connect our kill cord and away we go. Into forward gear. Time to plane. So we're in forward gear, we're facing forward. Seven seconds that way. Let's turn around. Okay, opposite direction. Nine seconds that way. So that's an average of 8 seconds. Just 1 second longer than the Parsun 6. Okay, so we're going to check the warm start now. The Parsun started second pull from cold, as did the Tohatsu, and it started first pull from warm. So let's see how long the Tohatsu takes to pull from warm. Oops. First pull. Even Stevens. Now we're going to check manoeuvring. We'll go into forward gear. The swivel is nice. Into reverse. The gear shift on the Parsun, I'm noticing, is a bit more positive than that on the Tohatsu. And I think it's because there's an extra rod going between here and here that's adding a little bit more play with the Tohatsu. So the advantage of the the gear shift handle on the front is outweighed slightly by the fact that the gear shift is not anywhere near as positive with this engine. However, when it's in reverse, the engine goes exactly where you would expect it to. The tick over is nice and reliable, and she turns this Seacron 270 on a sixpence. Let's go for a little bit of a cruise. Test actually between the 6 horsepower Parsun and the 6 horsepower Tohatsu. They were very, very similar actually. They both started second pull from cold, they both started first pull from warm, and they performed almost identically. The whole shot speed, which is onto the plane, for the Parsun engine was 7 seconds average. The Tohatsu was about 7.5, just under 8 seconds average. That's over 2 runs in exactly the same spot at the same state of tide. The top end speed, again 2 runs. The Tohatsu averaged 15 miles per hour, and this was 15.5 miles per hour average, with exactly the same propeller. Now they've got the same reduction ratio gearbox, so the propeller is the next most important thing. So I thought it prudent to not only have the same weight on board, but to also use exactly the same prop. So we're comparing onions with onions. So the Parsun just shaded it for performance, but there was really not much in it at all. As far as the look of the engines, I think the Tohatsu is slightly better looking. It's got the domed cowling, looks that little bit more modern. The stickers on the Parsun engine have changed this year actually. This is a 2022 model with these stickers. The 2023 model has got a slightly more modern decal layout. I really like it, but the cowling is still slightly dated, I suppose we would say. However, that said, performance is the most important thing. This thing performed slightly better than the Tohatsu, which is 20% more expensive. So well done, Parsun. Usability. So we've gone through the start procedure. The start was just the same on the Parsun as the Tohatsu. The running of the engines, the Parsun ticks over slightly more slowly than the Tohatsu. So if you're trolling, for instance, for sea bass, or for in saltwater, or for pike or ferox trout in the lakes, the tick over speed is really, really important. You almost can't tick over slowly enough. The Parsun was definitely a more slow tick over than the Tohatsu. So if you're trolling, that's definitely the engine for you. The gear shift on the Tohatsu is at the front, which is much more ergonomic. It's easier to get to, but it wasn't quite as positive as the Parsun gear shift. The gear shift on this is a real solid click. You know when it's in, you know when it's out. And I'm kind of used to the gear shift being on the side anyway. I find if you're messing around in the cockpit, you can sometimes bang the gear shift handle, whereas with this little baby, you ain't going to be touching it. What else can I tell you about the engines? The steering friction on the Parsun was that little bit more positive. So you could, I'm not condoning this, but you could almost have it going along and you could let go of the motor and it will carry on going in a straight line. It's a real nice positive steering friction. Other than that, is there anything else I need to say? Yeah, the throttle friction is adjustable here, so that again stays where you leave it, which is also useful. One thing that I do like about the Parsun, I forgot to mention this actually, so we did cold start but with the external fuel tank fitted, and that's a big difference with a single cylinder portable outboard. And the reason for that is when you've not got the external fuel tank fitted, you don't have a prime bulb like this, and the prime bulb fills the carburetor with fuel. If you don't have that and you're just running from the integral fuel tank, then things are slightly different. The fuel tank is here, it's full at here and empty at here. So say you've got about half a tank full of fuel, your carburetor on all single cylinder 4-stroke engines is up here. So you've got a problem because your carb is higher than your fuel level. Now to fill the carb on all engines apart from the Parsun, you then need to pull the engine over and the fuel pump will start pumping and shove the fuel into the carburetor. That can take up to 14 or 15 pulls. And on a hot day like this, 27 degrees, you can have a little bit of a sweat on, and if you're getting pulled by the tide, it's not a right lot of fun. So Parsun have countered that with a brilliant thing, and it's this little prime bulb here. So off the integral tank, you turn the tank tap on, you open your vent, and you push that about 10 times, and that in itself fills the carb for you. So this engine will start second pull from cold even on the integral tank. Now you show me a single cylinder 4-stroke other than Parsun that will do that, and I'll eat my hat. I'm not wearing a hat, so that's okay. So yeah, that was probably the most important bit of this engine actually. It's definitely not something to be omitted from your thought making process when you're deciding on an engine. If you're going to be running from the integral tank, then I would recommend you go Parsun. 3-year no quibble parts and labour warranty, no dealer servicing, the prime bulb to start the engine from cold after 2 pulls. This is a lightweight, well performing, reliable and cool looking outboard engine, I think. Well worth your consideration. Okay, that's the end of today's video, sadly. I've really enjoyed making it. I hope you guys have enjoyed coming along for the ride, and I hope it has helped you in some way choose the right product for your requirement. If it hasn't and I've missed something out, please let me know. And that brings me on to the next point. If you get time, please like this video. Do it now. You done it? Fantastic. Give us some comments, bit of feedback, let me know what you think. And if you've liked the content, then subscribe to the channel, and then you'll get notified of all the good fun stuff that I'm going to do next. So it is almost the witching hour now. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening, and I am going fishing. So I'll see you later.